Masada is a fortress that is located in the Judean desert, which overlooks the Dead Sea. This fortress was used by the Jewish people around 66 AD. They used this fortress as protection from the Romans. It was originally built by King Herod as one of his winter palaces. What you're looking at here is where King Herod would have bathed. During the Great Revolt, when the Romans destroyed Jerusalem, there was a small group of Jewish rebels who refused to go down without a fight. Later, finding out death by the Romans was inevitable, they decided to take their own lives as free men and women.
Invited his personal friends to spend the Shabbat weekend with him at his palace here at Masada. They would have to set out from Jerusalem before the crack of dawn, walk all day long, finally get themselves up that snake path, just like you, sitting in the central room, knowing what comfort is waiting for them inside. Not so easy with a man with a demented mind like Herod the Great at work. He would get a sense of demented pleasure of having his guests wait for him.
Masada has the oldest known mosaic discovered in the world.
In front of us, known as the expository, the remains of an ancient worn-torn Torah scroll, including one section of the book of Ezekiel, more specifically the vision of the dry bone. Ironic how symbolic. It's here in the synagogue that Eliezer ben Yair gathered up all of the Jewish zealots, telling them it is far better to take your own life rather than be captured alive and at the hands of the Romans. Anyone curious to know the date of this last night alive for these Jewish zealots? It's, of course, the 14th day of the Jewish month of Nisan. The significance of that date, ever since the time of Moses and the story of the Exodus, that serves us as the eve of Passover. How ironic, how symbolic. Just as centuries earlier and in the desert surrounding, the Jews had the choice of choosing freedom over slavery once again, and in the desert surrounding. Brave and loyal followers, long ago we resolved to serve neither the Romans nor any other than God himself, who alone is the true and just Lord of mankind. The time has now come that bids us prove our determination by our deeds. At such a time we must not disgrace ourselves. Here too we have never submitted to slavery, even when it brought no danger with it. We must not choose slavery now, and with its penalties that will mean the end of everything if we fall alive into the hands of the Romans. God, who has given us this privilege, that we can die nobly and as free men. In our case, it is evident that daybreak will end our resistance, but we are free to choose an honorable death with our loved ones. Let our wives die unabused, our children without knowledge of slavery. After that, let us do each other an ungrudging kindness, and preserving our freedom as a glorious winding sheet. But first, let our possessions and the whole fortress go up in flames. It will be a bitter blow to the Romans, that I know, to find our person beyond their reach, and nothing left for them to loot. One thing only let us spare, our store of food. It will bear witness when we are dead to the fact that we perish, not through want, but because, as we resolved at the beginning, we choose death rather than slavery. Come, while our hands are free and can hold a sword, let them do a noble service. Let us die unenslaved by our enemies and leave this world as free men in company with our wives and children. People, the oration goes on, but I think you get the message. And in closing, I say message, with all due respect, truly with all due respect to facts and figures, history and archaeology, this is not the real message of Masada. Masada serves as first and foremost as the national symbol of the stand of the few against the many, the weak against the strong. Masada serves us as our national symbol of a people willing to pay a price for their freedoms, religious and political freedom. Masada as the ultimate symbol for the people willing to pay the ultimate price for their freedoms with their lives. The famous slogan coming out of Masada is Shanit Masada Lo Tipol. Never again a second time will Masada fall. This is what's known as the Masada mentality. This was the mentality that the first wave of Jewish pioneers that were turning back into the land, the renewal of the Zionistic, the modern Zionistic movement brought with them, paving the way for David Ben-Gurion and the second generation